Stefan Mitrović is the newest player on Red Star Belgrade. He comes from Radnički Niš, who coincidentally Red Star played in the first round of the new domestic season. Mitrović had a really good game, even though Radnički lost the match, but he put his full skills on display. In terms of what Red Star is getting, they're getting a player who is very fast, so it seems like we've really learned from last season and prior seasons in Europa League, where you need players with speed to kind of push you through matches sometimes, which we didn't have the last, probably, and I've said this a million times, since Nemanja Radnič was on the team. So that was like 3 seasons ago. So ever since then, we haven't had really fast players who can use their feet. Feels like we've kind of had a little bit of everything else. It's just that aspect we've been lacking in. So bring in Bukhari, we bring in Stefan Mitrović, who had a great season at Radnički last year. They're in the Conference League, which they will play, I believe it's this week. So from the reports, it seems like Stefan Mitrović will join the team right away. I know that Radnički really wanted to take as much time as possible to kind of have him throughout qualifiers. And then if a team came with a proposal, they were willing to sell him. But from what I've read, it seems like he's joining the team right away. And 500,000 is how much the transfer is worth. I think that they received a little bit more from Malmo. I can't remember how much, but I think it was around 1 million. So interesting to see that, that's kind of fallen apart. Last year he had 10 goals and 2 assists, which is, when you're not playing for the top teams, that's not that bad of a goal scoring record to have. Mostly a left wing player. He was kind of thrown around all the place last season. Left wing, left midfield, right wing. A few matches as a center forward, which I'm curious to see if Dan Stanković uses him in that position. Alexander Pešić transfer looks like it's coming down to the wire as well, that he will join Red Star. We'll see what happens with Oki and Pavkov. Pavkov has been really good to start the season. Scored a number of goals already, so we'll see what happens. But will be interesting to see if maybe Stefan Mitrović gets some reps or some matches or some minutes as a center forward going forward. I don't know if that's going to be the case. I think we kind of need him a little bit more on the wings, and like in terms of playing time and stuff like that, I don't know if he's just going to come into this lineup and start from day one. I don't think so. When you take a look at Bukhari, Ivanić, and Kataj, I don't know who you take out of those three. Unless there's a formation change again, then maybe he somehow plugs in. But again, we got a player who can finally use his speed, which is something that we've been lacking for a number of years. Like I said, he's represented Serbia at the U20, U21 levels. He has the option to represent Canada, which is where I'm from, at the international level. He's lived here before, so he has that option as well. Or he can represent Serbia. He did pretty well in Serbia's, I think it was the U21s that recently had qualifying. He did pretty well, even though he didn't start too much. There's a little bit of difficult things going on with the U21s right now. But he did showcase some of his skills, and hopefully for this move, he can kind of showcase his skills with Red Star. Like I said, just been lacking a player with speed for a number of years now, and he comes and he's going to provide us with that. And it feels like even last season, as the season went on, he got better and better. This season in 2 matches, he hasn't scored, but he's been very good. I think the only thing with him is he needs to capitalize on his chances a little bit more than what he does. But other than that, yeah, hopefully this transfer works out for him and for Red Star, and I'm looking forward to see what he can provide the club with.